Hey, beautiful people. Hey, I'm back in my office. Didn't work today to try to sneak out. Not that I'm sneaking. But hey to everybody. Hi, replay people. I heart you. I've been on my phone lately, so now, I've been having to do like this to make the heart. And now I can do like this. Happy midday moment. Hey, everybody. Blessed Holy Week to each of you. It's Tuesday of Holy Week. Blessings to each of you. To the replay people, as we give a moment for live people to join us, I heart each and every one of you. Welcome to the Midday Moment. The Midday Moment is the place where we remind ourselves to expect great things. And we're expecting great things not because we ignore the questioning of our day, not because we ignore the challenges of our day. We expect great things because we recognize that we're fully human and fully divine. Excuse me. Fully human. Fully human and fully divine. And in our fully human selves, we got issues. In our fully human selves, we got sniffles. In our fully human selves, we got drips and drops, tips and tops. And yet in our divine selves, we have the answers to all the drips, to all the sniffles in life. So the midday moment is designed to make sure you are practicing tapping into your divine. When you tap into your divine, you tap into everything you need, y'all. All right, come on, y'all. It's time. It's time for the midday moment. It's time for the midday moment. It's time for the midday moment. Oh, it's time. I'm expecting great things. I'm holding it, okay? I'm expecting great things. Whoa, I'm expecting great things. I'm expecting great things. Ooh, God. In my life, I'm expecting great things. In my home, yeah, I'm expecting great things. And all around me, yeah, I'm expecting great things. Eyes may not see, but I choose to believe. They may not see, but I choose to believe. You may not see, but I choose to believe. Sometimes I may not see, but I choose to believe. I got the faith for great things. All right, y'all. Say thank you, theme song. Thank you, theme song. Theme song says, you're welcome. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Midday Moment, y'all. We are in the midst of Holy Week. And during this season of Lent, we have been focusing on this right here, because this is powerful. The tongue is powerful. The mouth is powerful. It is a part of the kingdom system. And in and of itself, it is powerful. We've been focusing on kingdom vernacular, why we say what we say. Because while the tongue is powerful, kingdom vernacular is methodical. It is important that you learn to facilitate your power, to have just power outlandishly with no facilitation, no governance, no intentionality, no supervision, no observation. To have that kind of power and not have these other observations in place is abuse. And for so long, many of us have been abusing our own selves. We've been abusing, it's self-abuse. I know we love to talk about, or maybe not love, but we are conditioned to talk about the abuse that we feel comes to us from the hands of another person. But oftentimes we are abusing ourselves. Right here is what is the other version of what I call domestic violence. This is violence internally in your own temple, in your own home, from your own mouth, abuse. And so we're using this power without intention, without sophistication, and we're creating a whole lot of stuff with it. And so this book during the season of Lent has been guiding us in terms of how we use this gift and this power called language, mouth, the tongue, speech, verbally, sign language, written, email. How are you using your words? Because they are powerful. Ah, yes. And so we've been journeying together, and we are now on day 45. And all of this week, we're looking at the highest and the best. And we've talked about, ooh, Lord, we talked about some stuff that's not the highest and the best. We done talked about it. We have analyzed it. We have outlined it. We've made confessions. I told some of my business. I told some stuff up here on Facebook that I didn't intend to tell. I wasn't intending. I wasn't intending, and yet I was compelled to be honest. Y'all remember the day I told y'all I was in third place? I'm not gonna repeat for what. Y'all can go back and look at it, okay? So I was honest. Now that vote was several years ago. It was at least 5 years ago, at least 5 years ago. And I like to think that I have progressed aggressively. All right. So we've been confessing and getting clarity during this season of consecration so that we can expand in our consciousness. Those are a bunch of seeds that I just gave you. That's a little pulley oil. He loves alliteration. I taught it as an example for several years. And at the same time, I didn't use it consistently. It's my alarm. Okay, I gotta move it along here. And when I came to study under him, he uses it consistently. During this season of Lent, we're going to get into today's lesson real quick. During this season of Lent, we invited people to pick a plan of fasting. And so I bless you in whatever plan you decided to pick. I decided to do one meal a day. That was the plan that I decided to pick. And in doing so, and letting my focus be on my internal growth and not my focus on food, I have managed to let go. A miracle. I've managed to let go 6 pounds. A miracle. I've been sitting at 6. So this is our last week. So we'll see if I can get to a really good, perfect 7. Not that that is the end goal. That's a byproduct of just making some choices to focus more internally than externally. Um, Paying attention to what I'm eating, when I'm eating, why I'm eating, and what's eating at me. That's the part that got me, what's eating at me. So we bless you in your plan, your partners, staying in contact with individuals, exchanging notes and inspirations and so forth. And we bless you in your prayer requests. Those were the three components that we kind of placed ourselves in to help us during this season of Lent to have a plan, a partner, and a prayer. So I bless you in that. And so as we come into this week, and again, looking at the highest and best, because we done looked at some other stuff. As we look at the highest and the best today, let me just tell you, yesterday we were talking, Sunday we started with lessons and blessings, how to use your language in the highest and best by virtue of lessons and blessings, the observation of lessons and blessings. Yesterday, we talked about the mirror, how to use your language for the highest and the best. What keeps you from using language the highest and the best is when you don't look at the mirror and understand that God is in every person, place, or thing. That allows you to respond to every person, place, or thing from a higher view and stop looking at people from a lower view, which is really you looking at yourself that way. You know, because you see yourself in such a limited frame of reference, you then respond to other people with a limited frame of reference. And we get to treating people based on isms and calling people out of their names and so forth. So it's important to learn to see everybody. This is highest and best. Everybody, that you, we, us, all one, got the same potential. So be mindful how you speak of each other because you're speaking of yourself. Therefore, be mindful of how you speak of yourself so you can speak of other people in that same way. I'll say this really quickly and then we'll go to today because you all have heard me say this before. I've often referred to my students as beautiful people when I was teaching. I would enter the classroom the past several years. Hey, beautiful people. Hey, beautiful people. I'm talking to them and me. I'm talking to me first, and I'm talking to them because there were so many different expressions and suggestions from other people in life, so many subliminal messages that I accepted about my sense of beauty. And so it's been important to me. One of the reasons why I don't often wear the island, look, telling all our business on Midday Moment during consecration. One of the reasons why I don't often wear the beautiful lashes. I think lash extensions are absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Well, some of them. And but I rarely wear them. I've worn them maybe twice. It's because I've studied that sometimes when I experience those sparks of beauty, I get addicted and then I don't feel cute unless I got lashes on. So when I see that about me, I'm like, nope, let me accept me. All of me. And I know I got other stuff here, but y'all know it. Y'all go to some of my other pages and y'all see some other stuff. In fact, the Midday Moment started in the backyard with, with no makeup and natural hair. But I do enjoy the expressions and the accents of beauty. But I'm also talking about balance, and I'm talking about why and how me recognizing that it was important for me to learn to look in the mirror and to see who I am, to embrace and love who I am. And therefore it becomes very easy for me to walk into a classroom and say, hi, beautiful people, and to see you and say, hey, kind hearts, hi, gorgeous ones. And when I get a little low, I go back in, refill so I can come back out and look in that mirror, look at you, look at me. All right, today, the highest and the best is about I deserve. So we use the highest and the best language of lessons and blessings. So you can go back and read that. We respond and we pursue the highest and the best by understanding the power of the mirror. I see God in every person, place, or thing. I didn't say we act like God in every person, place, or thing, but we see God in every person, place, or thing. And now today is the concept, the verbiage, the vernacular. I deserve. And so many times we have been taught that we don't deserve. In fact, you all have heard me say this before. I grew up in a faith culture, a faith practice where it was common and it was expected for you to utter the words, I'm unworthy, and to lead worship as a worship and a music person. It was expected that we say, oh, hallelujah, I'm so unworthy. Oh, I'm so unworthy. And that is language that I do not sing anymore. That is language that I do not speak anymore. And the thing is, when you begin to apply that in one dimension of your life, it translates in others. When you declare yourself to be unworthy in one aspect of life, it finds its way into every other situation in life. And so then I begin to receive disease and affliction because why? I'm unworthy. I'm unworthy of health. I begin to receive and tolerate the absence of harmony in my relationships because I deserve that poor behavior because I'm unworthy of the best behavior. I begin to accept poverty in my life because I'm unworthy. There are some people that even take a vow of poverty. So, this is a challenge for many individuals to embrace this simple statement that I deserve and that I am worthy. In a series that wrote several years ago, and it hasn't been kingdomized yet. It's called Choices: What Singles Ought to Know and What Married People Wish They Had Learned. And it's 5 little mini books. The one that sold the most. Do I have a set? The one that sold the most, I actually don't have it because it was the one that sold the most. So I wrote this set of books. This is my series called Choices, and there are 4 here, but the one that I never kept stock was one that was titled Worthy. I never kept that book. Every time I ordered more copies of Worthy, I sold them. And so I know I keep saying I'm going to kingdomize this because I don't practice a lot of the vocabulary and concepts in these books anymore. So I keep saying I'm going to kingdomize it. But Worthy is the one that I never kept it in stock. Everywhere I went, it's sold out. Worthy. And that's because we have been so conditioned about not being worthy. All right, I gotta go. So here's our scripture reference for today. But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. Therefore, manifest the praises of God, who has called you out of darkness, out of unworthiness, and into the marvelous light, into worthiness. Denial. I release and let go of any feelings of unworthiness. Affirmation. I am entitled. I know that might be that's a tricky word for certain people in certain situations. I understand it. But when you read deeper into the text here on page 131, you will be able to embrace that. Dr. Pulley gives us the metaphor of the babies when they come and they cry. They make no apologies. They feel that they are worthy of food and worthy of a clean diaper. They feel that they deserve to be in a pair of dry clothing. They do not wish to sit in their own stuff all day. They cry until you come and change this diaper. They feel that they deserve food in their bellies and will cry and scream and yell until they get it. They came here with the knowing. You came here with the knowing. As my therapist says, along the way you get domesticated, but you came here with the knowing. Gotta go. I am entitled. I deserve all the good that life has to offer. It is so important. I gotta go. It is so important that you learn to start your day. Start your situations. You going to buy a house, you going to buy whatever. Start your situations. And not only start them, but prepare for them. I heard in the daily download a quote from Dr. Pulley that he got from Miss Wanda. Oh, powering off. The evidence of faith is that you prepare. I might have misquoted it. The evidence, the measure, the evidence of your faith is that you prepare. So go ahead. You deserve it. So prepare for it. Believe it. Receive it. Okay, I have just a moment to possibly play the powering on. Because some of us, the woman at the well did not think she deserved to even be there to drink water, to share in the exchange of water, to share in this conversation with the man called Jesus. She didn't think she deserved it. Ready to pair. Thank you, dear. She didn't think she deserved it. And so, listen, go to the well because you deserve it. Paired. There you go. Go to the well because you deserve it. So let's see if we can pull it up. I need to pack probably while I play this, y'all. I gotta get to this other meeting, y'all. The well. Come on, the well. Go to the well, y'all. Go to the well. God is not a limited source, and you deserve all the good that your consciousness can hold from this well. Go to the well. Stop discriminating against yourself. If I give you my cup, finish this one in, sir. I know that it will. Come on, take a drink, y'all. Go to the well. Go to the well. I'm packing up so I can get to this next meeting. Thank you, Spirit. Go to the well. Go to the well, people. Stop discriminating against yourself. You talking about other people discriminating. You discriminate against yourself. Speak well of yourself. You go to the drink.
I'll take a drink, overflowing fountain, living water. If I need peace, I'll take a drink. If I need strength, I'll take a drink, overflowing fountain. If I need peace, I'll take a drink. If I need strength, I'll take a drink, overflowing fountain, living water.
I love that part.
I'll keep drinking. I'll keep drinking. Give a world that won't dry up.
Thank you, Spirit.
I'll keep drinking. I'll keep drinking.
Y'all notice I'm not singing as loud because I'm in my office today. That's why I like being in my car. But I'm on my break, so it's okay. I'm on my break time. My break time. Some of us need to be healed from thinking unworthy thoughts about ourselves. Take a drink. Come on to the well. Stop counting yourself out. Count yourself in.
Take a drink. Take a drink.
I gotta go, y'all. I love you. God bless you. God be you. Have a wonderful rest of the day, everybody. Blessings.